All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 749. I'm your host, GBD, here in Long Island, New York. And as always, we're joined by something. Happy New Year, Wombat.
Woo! How's it going?
That's all I got. It was Happy New Year.
I like it. I dig it.
It's what's going on.
Here, pulling through. I was very sick all last week.
What happened?
I got this. There's this new virus going around. I believe it's called not COVID.
Monkeypox.
No, it's called not COVID because people say, "Oh, what do you got?" And all you respond with is not COVID because it's not COVID. But
what is it?
It's like this nasty cough, chest congested thing, and you're really tired all the time, and you have constant headaches, and it's really gross.
Oh, something's wrong with the audio.
No.
Hold on, I have to fix it.
What's wrong with you? Fix the audio.
Yeah, what did I do?
I did so many. It's not you.
Oh, okay. Apparently, the sickness is also a computer virus.
How about now? Say something.
Is this better?
No.
Okay, it's happening to Shipwreck too.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's not you.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I gave you my virus. We should have made out before the show started.
Oh, this is going fantastic.
I know.
Well-oiled machine. Good start to the year.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show.
All right. That should fix. Say something now.
Okay. Anyway, so I was really sick all last week. And I was, lots of phlegm. Went to the doctor, the urgent care doctors. Can I complain about urgent care for 1 second?
I guess we have to.
All they do now at urgent cares is you go in, they test you for COVID, and if you're negative, they come in, they go, "You don't have COVID. Thanks for coming." And I'm like, but what do I have?
Right. And
I'm like, I tested before I got here. I know I don't have COVID. That's why I'm here.
So they didn't give you anything or do anything?
They did. They gave me a prescription cough medicine that's super potent. So it's like you take really small doses of it. And I took that
shut them up or all? Is that it?
And I took that for about 4 days. And I spent a lot of time in bed and drinking fluids. And my wife got it shortly after I did. So it was a lot of sick.
Yikes.
A lot of sick.
Right.
Not much fun around my house. So that was my holiday. How was yours?
Mine was good.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody got sick. And we went to Mexico and nobody got sick.
Oh, that's a double bonus.
Double bonus.
Where in Mexico?
We went to Playa del Carmen. And I'll tell you the funny story that Shipwreck already knows is that when we booked the trip, I let Mrs. Shipwreck when she was visiting for LI Retro rather, she was like, "Oh, let me know if you have like vacation plans." Like she was, because we were talking about, Shima was talking about the vacations she's planning and stuff. So I sent her a text. I was like, "Oh, we're going to be going to Mexico," and I sent her the place, and she never wrote back. She didn't say like, "Looks good," "Looks bad." Just no response, nothing, just like nothing.
This was a, hey, maybe we'll go on vacation together.
Right. I was just like, here, this is like what we're going to do. Maybe like, I didn't even think that you guys would be able to get to go because it was during Christmas, but I was just basically letting her know and just nothing back, no response at all. And I was like, oh, okay. And then it turns out that you guys had gone to this Playa del Carmen like 15 years ago and had got explosive diarrhea and vomiting special.
Literally at the resort right next to the resort you were staying at.
Right. Well, that place, it's a lot different now. So anyway, that's why I learned out that Mrs. Shipwreck never responded to me because she had PTSD immediately upon seeing the name of the...
That vacation, so we went down there. This was well before we had kids, right? So
15 years ago, right?
Yeah, it was about 15 years ago, probably. So we went down there, and at the resort was nice. We went on a snorkeling trip where that is where they served us lunch, and we think that she knew not to drink the water,
Right.
but she ate some of the salad that had
Right.
been washed in the water.
Sure.
And so then the rest of the trip was her being sick and me wandering around a resort trying not to get sunburn and watching Spanish reruns of the Thundercats on TV.
Mucho interesante. Right.
So yeah, I had my Mexican vacation of just like me just like checking into the hotel room every once in a while going, you still sick?
Right.
All right, I'm gonna go chase this iguana around.
Right. So when I found out about that story, I was like, well, that can't be a thing anymore because we have Google Maps now and all the restaurants are reviewed. And if people were vomiting and shitting themselves, like there would be reviews up there saying that. But like
So
the
it wasn't
area's a
like
lot built out now. It's a resort town.
It wasn't like an all-inclusive joint. This was
No. This is like a resort town that we stayed right next to, so you could walk right from the hotel into the town and go to restaurants.
It could be all inclusive if you wanted it to.
I'm sure they have every type of resort because this is like
right.
when you fly
the one
into.
that we went to, I think, was all inclusive.
Sure.
And it was, right next door to where you were at.
I love a good all-inclusive. That's my jam.
Well, wait till later in the story. You're going to really find something else interesting.
Okay, I can't wait to be interested.
You will be.
Did you also email my wife to see if we wanted to go?
No. It wasn't.
You would say no anyways.
I know.
Right.
It's okay. I'm teasing.
I wasn't expecting that you guys were going to even come because it was literally during Christmas.
There would have been a possibility if it was literally anywhere else.
Oh, really?
Probably. Like, why
wow.
not? Maybe.
Yeah.
But you picked a place that was like a quarter mile away from one of the worst experiences of her life.
You would have found it really interesting, I think, about how different it is now. I mean, one of the interesting things is how many.
The crushing poverty was not just like surrounding the area.
I've been to resort areas that have far worse crushing poverty. This is only like mild poverty. It's more like police state issues because there's just so many, not issues, but you will notice
kind of police state.
So many cops is what I'm just saying. You will just see cops. Every time that you look into the street, you will see a cop car within view with the lights on because I think they have to keep the lights on. That's the rule there. They just always drive with their lights on. And sometimes they have the machine gun guys in the back, like, it's a big pickup truck. And sometimes they got the machine gun guys in the back with the full body armor and everything. Sometimes not. Sometimes just regular cops in the back. Sometimes nobody in the back. But always police cars everywhere. In fact, we went to check out these ruins. You're supposed to check out the ruins in Tulum.
Yeah, Tulum.
It's like the
I've
fake,
been there.
the fake
I've been
Mayan.
there in Forza Horizon 5.
I've been there in real life.
So they have like
I real life there.
They have like late Mayan ruins, not like true Mayan ruins. Like after the Mayans got like
Did you go to Chichen Itza too?
No, we didn't do that. So
we
saw
visit the volcano up top with the
no. These are just
satellite?
like these. I don't know, but the place we went, it was just like ruins, and you could walk around the ruins.
Hot Wheels Island. Did you go there?
Right outside, they have guys with like iguanas and monkeys and stuff, and you can take a picture with them. Right on the way out of the ruin place, the monkey guy was getting frisked by the cops. It was the weirdest fucking thing.
Were they frisking the monkey too?
The monkey was just there and on his shoulder.
Smoking a cigarette, going, it's
not
a
again,
living.
Not again, not again. But it's like, oh my God. So, no, not that much crushing poverty. Like Philippines, much worse. Like no skinny dogs. Let's put it that way. No skinny dogs at all.
I went on my honeymoon in the Yucatan Peninsula, so I know that sort of area.
Maybe skinny dogs then, back then. But now I guess the tourism has brought things up a lot. Anyway, we went to, I know you guys like amusement parks and stuff, and they had something like really unique. We went to two different ones. We went one called Xcaret, and it's like they're all owned by the state, by the way. State owned, and they put a lot of money into them. It's like a big, big attraction. And the first one we went to is like basically about Mexico. It's like a nature park. the weather was so shitty the whole time we were there that it rained basically like 90% of the time. So we didn't do any of the water activities there, but you can see like walk through different habitats and learn about Mexican history. And it's like, it's crazy. It's really nice. But the second one is the one that I think
they don't have like rides and stuff.
They don't really have like rides on that one.
So
but
it's like a zoo?
there is some sort of like water park rides component to that, but it was the weather, you know, it was a fucking washout for that day. But on the one day that it was nice, we went to this place called, and they had a really good like dinner show there. We could learn about the history of Mexico and have a 7-course meal, like, and like great seats, which was really good. But the second place we went to was a water park, and that's called Zelha. And the thing about this, I'd never heard that this existed before, but it's an all-inclusive water park in that they have all these different restaurants, just like any like big amusement park that you would go to. Okay, and bars and stuff, but it's all included. All the drinks are included. All the food is included. You could go to the 5 different restaurants, just like one after another if you wanted to, and just eat all day long. And the food was really good. The food was like, you would want to eat it. And it was really nice. Have you ever heard of an amusement park where they did, I mean, because usually that's where they try to rip you off, is on the food and the drinks.
Looks like this place was like $180 to get in.
Possibly.
Zelha
We did some
Park.
like tour thing, so it was like
Opened
part
in
of a bundle.
1995? Wow. Oh.
It was super, super nice.
And
like,
it's like $90 to get in. 90.
but you could eat, think about
That's not
like,
bad.
think about
If
how
they're getting all your food and everything. That's not
all
bad.
your food, people go in the morning first thing and they'll eat all their meals there. They'll get, I mean, the crazy thing is like, you know, alcohol is all included, but I didn't see people like just completely shit-faced and behaving badly.
You're less likely to see that at all inclusive.
Is that true?
Because, yeah,
Yeah.
because they know that it's there and available at all times, and so
There's no rush.
It's no rush to like just pound it down as fast
Is
as
that
possible.
why?
When I was on my honeymoon, we went to a place called the Shupa Palace. Shupa Palace. Yeah, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Doesn't matter because it's no longer in business because of a hurricane, unfortunately. But Palace Resort still exists. It's part of that thing. And it was all inclusive, including booze. And you would wake up in the morning and a guy would come up to you and go, "Would you like a drink?" I'm like, "I guess." It would be like 9 o'clock in the morning. "Would you like a drink?" I'm like, "Sure, I'll take like an orange juice." He goes, "No, a drink." I'm like, "Oh, okay." He goes, "Here, I'll make you one with blended bananas in it." And it was just rum and a banana smoothie, and that would be breakfast.
It's not
So
a
you
good
kind of,
breakfast.
it was a pretty good breakfast, especially when you're on your honeymoon. It was a good time. There was beers in the fridge, in the room. I like that honeymoon. That was a good time.
That was your favorite honeymoon?
That was of all my honeymoons, that was my favorite. I'm kind of sad that place isn't there anymore. It was really cool. It was an eco preserve. So it had like a zoo on premises, and we could get cocktails and watch crocodiles. That's my kind of vacation. Went snorkeling. Yeah.
Keep reliving it.
Wasn't an eco sport?
Yeah, it was an eco sport resort. It was made in India and discontinued. So yeah, I guess it was. Mm-hmm.
Oh, what happened to this
Is
fucking?
that still your ride right now? Are you still eco sporting around?
Yeah, I still have it. It's fine. It happens to be a pretty good car. I know.
No, I'm fine. I just didn't know if it was time to.
No, I have like a year to go, I think.
They're gonna let you trade that one back in,
I don't know. I mean, they don't have it's leased anyway, but
right? But they're gonna take it back.
they'll take it back. Please, they want it back already. They call me and email me because they don't make them anymore, but they don't have anything small.
Collector's item you got there.
They're in demand because of their size. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm glad you had a nice time in Mexico, GB.
I'm glad we could tie it into your Ford somehow.
I did. Hey, that wasn't me. That was all shipwreck.
I'm glad we could tie it into your honeymoon from 15 years ago and your
It was
Ford
longer
and
than
your
that. It
Ford.
was almost 20 years ago.
Exactly. And apparently there was a guy, a CAGcast fan on the plane who tweeted me later saying that he saw me on the plane but didn't want to bother me.
Awesome.
And then he wrote this whole long thing about like why does it feel weird? He recognized Ty first, and then he saw me. And he wrote, why does it feel weird that I can recognize Chibidi's son? Like, he made him feel uncomfortable. I was like, I don't know.
That's your.
Should
That's a.
have
Sounds like
just
a
said
you
hi.
problem.
You could have just said hi. It would've been
I
cool.
can recognize him too.
And say it in front of my son so he thinks that I'm popular.
Mm-hmm.
Impress the whole family. You feel free.
My
And
daughter's
the whole
a big,
airplane. You're in an
fan
airplane.
of. My daughter's a big Thai fan.
she can say hi to him in an airport too.
I know. She's a big fan.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, say it on a crowded airplane is the perfect time to say, like, oh my God, it's you. And then, like, I pretend like it's, happens all the time. And you pretend like you can barely stand up. And then, then you go to your seat quickly after that. And everybody wins. Yeah. All right. That's it. Yeah. Anyone do anything for New Year's?
I was still kind of sick.
So you coughed.
I coughed a lot, and I made steaks that came out pretty good, actually. Big steaks.
Not sick enough to
not make steaks.
And
it
eat
was
the
like
steaks.
honestly, it was a lot. It was
Mostly
not
snot.
it was a lot of like physical effort to try to get it all to pretend it was a normal night.
Right.
Did you watch any of the New Year's Eve specials?
I watched Duran Duran because I wanted to see Duran Duran. But
I watched the Miley Cyrus one.
Why?
It was bizarre because it was Miley Cyrus with Dolly Parton, and then all of a sudden, like David Byrne is there singing.
And Lotto, right? I mean, Lotto was there.
Who was there?
The girl, the woman who sings "Big Dick Energy." Did she sing that?
Is that Paris Hilton?
No.
Paris Hilton was there. Sia was there.
Right.
But
a
yeah,
black
David
lady.
Byrne came out and sang a duet of "Let's Dance" by David Bowie with Miley Cyrus.
That sounds like pretty good.
I did see that. I saw that.
It was pretty good. It was just like, what is happening here? I'm enjoying this. I was not expecting to enjoy anything tonight on any of these specials.
Was it better or worse than the Jamie Kennedy New Year's Eve special from how long ago was that? A decade ago? Did you ever see that? Or any clips from that? The Jamie Kennedy New
I'm
Year's
sure I
Eve?
have, but I've wiped it from my mind at this
It
point.
is the craziest, probably one of the craziest live things to ever happen on television. It's just drunk rowdiness, and there are clips of it online.
It's like the
worth your
CNN
time.
one.
Yes, but more weird.
More drunk.
We just played a lot of board games. That was our
anything good.
evening. A lot of Disney board games.
So no. The answer is no, they're not good. We watched The Glass Onion. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we got a new one called Here to Slay, which was on sale at Barnes & Noble. It's cute. Your family might like that one.
We like all the board games. Doesn't matter.
I'm just saying. Anyway, do we want to do show feedback or have we done enough?
It's asking if there's any huge TV updates here.
I put that on there. I didn't know if you had any.
Yeah, it's still there. It's still really good.
Hasn't fallen over.
We watched 10 Star Wars movies over the Christmas break.
How'd you do that? There's only 3. You watched them a bunch of times.
We watched 1 through 9 and Solo, and my kids thoroughly enjoyed all of them. So I think kids can still enjoy Star Wars.
Did they have a favorite or even better or a favorite character?
I mean, I think if I asked Dash, his favorite character would be Luke Skywalker.
That's
good
fair.
answer. That's a good answer.
That's a good answer.
Strong answer.
Emmeline, I don't know. She liked Padme, she liked Leia, and she liked Rey.
That checks.
Yeah. So
those are the appropriate responses.
Right. Like, so
she's what, 10?
She's 9.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, I don't know, like going back and watching them all again, like with my kids through a different lens of like, hey, this is, they don't know, like they obviously know, like
there's no
these
baggage.
are different. Right. There's not like, hey, we watched them in the order that they came out, but there's not like anything that separates them out of like, hey, this is good Star Wars, this is bad Star Wars. It's just like, here's Star Wars, and they are thoroughly into all of it.
You mean your daughter wasn't like, when Rian Johnson makes a Star Wars movie, the problem is that it feels like a Rian Johnson movie with him making a Star Wars, not a Star Wars movie made by Rian Johnson. Do you understand?
They definitely, she definitely had like, once we got to 7, 8, and 9, that was clearly the movies she had the most questions about, like pointed like questions about like, this doesn't quite make sense. Why were they doing this in one movie and then this in the other? And
why is there so much talking about trade routes?
No, that's the original code. Yeah,
those make sense. Like that story arc makes sense.
There's because there was a story planned out for those 3 movies. For the last trilogy, there was no plan.
Right.
They very famously have said we never came up with a plan for the second and third.
We're still working on it.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen the last one. I'm boycotting.
You're not missing anything.
I know. It sounds like torture.
It's really good if you're 5 and 9 years old.
Sure, but you'll watch anything at that point.
Yeah.
I mean,
but they enjoy it. So now they're watching the Clone Wars animated series, and Dashiell's playing through, what is that name of that game? The Jedi Academy, the 2003 first-person shooter.
Oh, okay.
Star Wars. What is the name? Jedi
Dark Forces.
It's the continuation of those, not Dark Forces, but it's the one where you play as Jaden and Kyle Katarn and Luke Skywalker are giving you the missions. So yeah, he's like all about this 2003 Star Wars game.
Where's he playing that?
It on Xbox. It looks all right at 98 inches on
really?
Xbox Series X.
I don't know about that.
It's really crisp.
Really like crispy and blocky.
Yes, really. You can see every line,
every box.
I don't know. He's
of course.
It's fun to like see them get into it, because I just don't know like if kids are as into Star Wars, right? Like,
right. Ty was never.
My son is like, he doesn't dislike Star Wars, but he's not jumping through hoops. He really likes The Mandalorian and he really liked Boba Fett, but that's kind of about it for him. Like, he just likes, honestly, I think he likes the Mandalorian costume, I think is what it comes down to. We think the Mandalorian's cool.
It's got a good helmet.
Yeah. Which when you're 10, that's about right. That checks. But he's not like a huge Star Wars person.
You think Ty not liking Star Wars has anything to do with like me walking out of the movies with him going, what the fuck was that shit?
Maybe.
You think that could have affected his perception?
Might have influenced him
Do you
somewhat.
think that could have had anything to do with it?
I mean, I think also, and
then I have to explain to him like why it sucked, because he would ask me like, why?
They have their own thing anyway. They have Marvel movies. Marvel movies is their Star Wars,
Sure.
It's probably Ty's Star Wars. That was what was the movies when he was forming opinions on things. That's probably the movies he watched.
Yeah, we'll start those soon. I still feel like there's some stuff in those Marvel movies that Dashiell isn't ready for yet.
Oh yeah, Iron Man kills like 7 people in that.
I think we would skip the first Iron Man movie and just go from there.
He like shoots a missile right in a dude's face.
Right. Yeah, that one. There's a lot of talking in that too that I don't think they'll be interested in.
That's true too. Yep.
But Star Wars still captures the imagination of the youth.
Well, when you look, what you have to look forward to at like around 14 is my daughter right now is going through the Amazon Top 250. So we're having those movies.
What is that?
Like the top 250 highest rated films on IMDb.
Oh, okay.
Amazon. I said Amazon and I meant to say IMDb. I still have a cold. Yeah. So she's going through the IMDb Top 250 is her new thing.
That can be a slog.
It is. I know. And I'm like helping her try to pare down her list. She also is into Wes Anderson movies now. So she's been trying to watch as many Wes Anderson movies as she can. Not that there are that many, but so that's like the difference. That's 4 years. That's the difference of 4 years makes.
Wes Anderson. That's not the Resident Evil guy. Who's the Resident Evil
No,
guy?
that's Paul W.S. Anderson.
Okay, yes, different.
Yeah, we're talking
That's
Grand
Paul.
Budapest Hotel, Moonrise Kingdom.
Got it. Yeah.
Royal
I
Tenenbaums.
like both of their stuff, so I kind of combine them together in my head.
That's fair. So
Cheapy hates it all.
yeah,
No.
he does.
I like Wes Anderson. I don't like Resident Evil movies. At least not the ones that I've seen.
I mean, the laser grid scene is pretty gross.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty gross and good.
Do you want to do any of this show feedback? What about the guy saying that my list of movies and TV shows comes off as pretentious?
Well, I put that on there. So this guy AC on YouTube, he said, "I'm sorry, but Cheapy's list of movies and TV shows comes off as pretentious." But the next comment from Fenor 1977 said, "Pretentious is a stupid criticism when there's so much content out there to watch. I also really enjoy shows like Moon Knight and White Lotus and Weird, but I can easily make a top 10 of things I loved from 2022 with no title from their lists." And Tuber77 said, "Longtime listener, some solid lists here. It's interesting watching the guys gain less and less. I find myself doing the same as I get older." But then he goes on to say, "Also, Cheapy's list didn't feel pretentious. There's content outside of the Marvel sphere." So only one person thought you were pretentious, and a lot of other people came to your defense to say,
As they should.
that you weren't.
Hey, if
being
Cheapy likes
pretentious.
pretentious stuff.
You
There's
do.
so much good stuff. I mean, there's
Fine.
so much fucking content now with all these streaming services. It's like, it's ridiculous. So we're really in the golden age of TV content right now. I mean, you can't deny it. I mean, there's just, it seems like every 6 months there's a new streaming service that comes out, and they have to have their crop of shows and movies. So it's crazy. So just because this guy didn't like my fine choices, he had to lash out. Anyway, speaking of fine choices, should we go right into Watch This, Jerks?
Sure, we both watched one thing well, not together, but together.
Right. Glass Onion.
Glass Onion.
Do not
Did you watch
spoil
that?
anything about Glass
We will
Onion,
not.
please,
Okay.
I will
because
not.
I do want to watch it. I just having the kids off for winter break makes it so I can't watch anything that's not kid oriented because they're up at all hours.
We did watch this as a family. We
Us
made
too.
it. Yeah. My son really didn't get it. And he left halfway through. But the remaining three of us really liked it. So
I am just not that into, like, the last one too. I mean, it was fine, but I didn't see what made it like that next level, like, murder
Of
mystery.
pretentiousness.
Right. It's not
Couldn't
pretentious
quite get-
enough.
Yeah, it's not. pretentious
you know
enough.
Maybe if
I don't
everybody
know
was
if
British.
I think the appeal to it is maybe that it's not next level. Like, it's in many ways a throwback to a style of movie that you just don't see anymore. This sort of self-contained, a movie that's just itself.
It is what it is. It's nothing
Yeah.
like, yeah. I mean, that's fine.
Like Star Wars Episode 8.
I mean, the Elon Musk character was great. Certainly enjoyed that. Any digs at Elon, I'm all for that.
Which is crazy because it was made technically a year before really all the
Right.
crazy.
But we knew he was an asshole a year ago.
I know, but
Just
still.
just maybe not at this
Yeah.
level.
Yeah. But no, I enjoyed it. I liked it.
I liked it. I didn't
yeah.
love it.
I don't want to say anything too much because
Thank you.
Right. We don't want to spoil it.
I don't want
I'm
to
sure you'll
spoil
like
anything. But yeah, I think you'll like it, Chip.
We also watched, Mrs. Cheapy and I watched This Place Rules, which is the new documentary from Andrew Callaghan, the All Gas No Brakes Channel 5 news guy. It's about the January 6th Capitol insurrection. Do you know who this
Heard
guy
of it.
is? He's like a YouTube phenomenon. Do you know this guy, Andrew? He does like gonzo news, basically interviewing people on the street.
Oh, I thought you meant like the Muppets.
No, and he like moved into a van. He moved into like a Winnebago and just like drove across the country and just like basically made news and, millions and millions of views on his YouTube channel, Channel 5 News. Anyway, so this is all about the January 6th, and I was like super excited for it. But there's like a horrible plot twist. I mean, there's no plot, and I'm gonna ruin it because it, like, maybe you won't watch the show. You won't watch it if you know this. I mean, it's not part of, there's no plot, obviously. It's a documentary about fucking
It's
January
fine.
6th. He gets COVID and he can't go to fucking the Capitol on January 6th. So the whole like reason why people are watching this is, I think, to see him at the Capitol doing his thing, talking to the people who are there who are about to go crazy or whatever state of craziness they're in. And the guy's in bed in his fucking Winnebago, sleeping off COVID. That's like, I could have just watched all these clips on YouTube. I didn't need to watch a whole movie about it. As upset as I was, I'm sure HBO was really upset that they paid him to make this, and then he gets fucking COVID. He was wearing he wasn't wearing a mask at all these things. He was wearing like, what do you call that? Like a face covering, like like those shit, that doesn't do shit.
The gator. Is he wearing like a gator?
Those, I mean, I remember seeing like those don't do anything, basically. So guess what? They didn't do anything. And he went to a lot of Trump rallies. So anyway, this place rules. I would just say watch the clips on YouTube. You don't have to invest the hour and a half. And what else you got here?
My son and I watched Strange World on Disney Plus. That's their big animated feature for 2022. I didn't like it. There you go.
Cool. I'm sure I will watch that as well, but it's not. I've been steering us in other directions. We watched the.
You're not gonna like it either.
Perfect. I'm sure my kids will love it.
They will. They will love it. You will be like, why am I watching this?
We watched the Encanto concert
Live at the Hollywood Bowl. I watched it too. That I enjoyed.
That's
so good.
It's very good. It's cool because it has all the voice actors from the movie. They're singing all the songs, but it's like a live musical, cheapy, like at the Hollywood Bowl. So it's a big production. Lots of, I don't know, eye stuff to look at. Your eyes will like watching this.
Eye candy is that the phrase you're looking for?
I don't think it was eye candy because it's not like I'm like
eye catching.
Eye catching, maybe eye stuff. It's got a lot of eye stuff.
I love that.
But it's cool too because you get to see the voice actors, and it's very clear that a lot of their facial expressions and everything influenced the characters in the movie, like the animated versions.
Oh, cool.
So
I only watched that movie once, though. Like, I'm not too familiar with
fine.
it.
It's fine. It's 45 minutes. It's
brisk.
So it's brisk.
Yeah, they just play the hits. They literally like, here are the songs you all like from this movie. We're gonna play them one after another. There's gonna be no filler. You're gonna see us sing it live, and we're gonna do a great job. And yeah, and you did you ever watch Doom Patrol?
We watched like a season and a half of Doom Patrol.
Where is this going? Okay.
Oh,
he's
one of the
sisters
is on Doom Patrol.
Oh, okay.
So it's really interesting to see Diane Guerrero, who plays a foul-mouthed, multiple personality disorder superhero in quotes, play the pretty sister with the flowers.
Acting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
You appreciate it more when you know, like, wow, she's got some really good range here, and she's a good singer.
Nice.
So,
I watched 2 movies on the plane.
What'd you watch?
I watched Bullet Train.
I saw that. What'd you think?
Fucking horrible.
It's a dumb
It wasn't
movie.
horrible. It was a good movie to watch on the plane, but it's not it has no other uses.
No, there is no.
Like, yeah, and I would recommend like most anything. It's just like
I watched the Bullet Train's CinemaSins. You ever watch CinemaSins on YouTube?
No, but I can guess. I mean, the sin is that it was trying to be a Quentin Tarantino movie, and they didn't get Quentin Tarantino to have anything to do with it. I think that was the sin.
That's like a lot of movies. It wants to be a lot of things.
Right.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And it was just, yeah. And of course, like I've been on those bullet trains a billion times, so that's going to make it extra annoying. And the fact that they just
got everything wrong.
I mean, it's like I don't know. Whatever.
One of the big complaints was that the trains, in the movie, one of the conceits is that the train only has 1 minute at each stop. So if they don't get what the shit they need done in a minute, then they're screwed.
Right.
But bullet trains stop for more than a minute at each stop. Yeah. That's just stupid. That doesn't even make sense.
It's a lot of stupid in there. But
people have to get on and off the train. That's going to take more than a minute.
Right. this is the type of movie that you'd watch on a plane because, like, if I was unable to watch the last 15 minutes of the movie because whatever the system went down or the plane landed, it would be fine. I
thought you were about to say because the plane went down.
Because the movie was so bad. No, it was good for the plane. And the second movie I watched was The Novice, which is a rowing movie. Did you hear about The Novice? When I was reading the descriptions, like rowing it's about an obsessed college freshman who joins the rowing team and she becomes obsessed with rowing. She's obsessed with like everything. I didn't really like the movie that much. It needed more rowing. Didn't have enough rowing in it. I felt like she was very fit, the woman, but I don't know that she was that great at rowing. So like a lot when
critiquing her form,
now I have to like look
they
up.
even barely showed it, is what I'm saying.
I want to know who played the woman now.
In The Rower?
Yeah, who is the rower?
Oh, look it up. There's someone you might know. The Novice movie here. It was Isabel Furman.
Yeah, I don't know if I know who that is.
Right, I didn't know, but I didn't. Yeah. Anyway, it was just okay. That one, fine for another good one for the plane at like an hour and a half. What about TV? What have you been watching?
Sure, I watched. She's the girl from The Orphan. She's the orphan. Oh, creepy. Anyway,
she was strong. I mean, like she looked like she worked out a lot for the movie, but like they didn't show her rowing that much on the rowing machine. I think it's because people would judge her form poorly
and be
perhaps.
like, why is the orphan not orphaning? Anyway,
right.
I watched when I was sick. I binge watched all 10 episodes of The Offer on Paramount Plus. Chiefy, I think you would love it.
What is it? Give me the elevator pitch.
Sure, it's the making of The Godfather.
Okay, that sounds good.
As a series, but it's it's
actors. It's a drama.
It's a dramatization of the making of The Godfather.
Got it. Okay.
All based
what
on
is that on? What streaming service? I'm afraid
it's on
to ask.
Paramount Plus, so you're never gonna get a chance to see it, unfortunately.
I kind of want to watch that Sylvester Stallone series on there.
So maybe you get a month offer for free and check out The Offer. It's the dude from Maverick, whose name I'm forgetting at this time.
Mel Gibson.
No, Maverick, the Top Gun 2.
Tom
He was
Cruise.
also not Tom Cruise, the other guy. It's from Whiplash.
Val Kilmer.
I hate all of you. And Val Kilmer wasn't in Whiplash. You could have said J.K. Simmons and really laid it in, but you messed it up.
I was already committed to another Top Gun Maverick.
That's all right.
While you shot that other one out there.
Anyway, so and he plays Albert Ruddy, who is the actual producer of The Godfather. That's who he plays. And it's based on basically Albert Ruddy dictating to the writer of the series what happened to him during how he got The Godfather made. Everything from conception to the premiere to the Oscars. It spans that whole thing. Albert Ruddy is still alive. He's 93. He went on to do other stuff, and he did stuff before The Godfather, but he only did one thing before he produced The Godfather. I don't want to spoil that. If you don't know, you may watch it. It's kind of funny and it's worth checking out.
Cool.
It's a really it's an excellent TV show. Everyone in it is great. It's got a really good.
Who plays the Godfather?
The Godfather. They have someone playing doing a Marlon Brando, but it's a small part.
Oh,
it's really more about Robert Evans. Matthew Good plays Robert Evans, and he's so good. It's Robert Evans. It's Albert Ruddy.
It sounds like really nerdy, like old filmmaking day shit that maybe only you would like and not me.
No, they do a really good job of making it interesting.
How much karate is in this?
There's not a lot of karate. There's a lot of drugs and sex and drinking and the mob.
Well, you had him at drugs and sex, but then you mentioned the drinking, and now it's back out.
Drugs, sex, booze, fighting, parties, the mobsters, Frank Sinatra being an asshole. There's all sorts of cool stuff.
All right.
Mm-hmm. A lot of Frank Sinatra being an asshole. Yeah.
All right. What else? What is Kaleidoscope?
Kaleidoscope. So you haven't heard of this one either?
No, I know it's on Netflix because it always pops up on the screen, and it's the guy from Breaking Bad. Giancarlo
Esposito. And so Kaleidoscope is on Netflix, and I think it's 8 episodes, but the only episode that's in any order is the last episode. So when you go into your Netflix and you go and you click on to play, it's going to play one of the episodes at random.
What is this nonsense?
And every person, well, not everybody, obviously some people will get duplicates, but like your order of episodes on your Netflix is going to be different than the order of episodes on my Netflix. So ours started, we watched Yellow and Green. Each episode has, because Kaleidoscope is a color title.
What's this about? What is this about? I got the gimmick.
Yeah, it's a heist. There's a heist. They're going to rip off some rich guy's stuff.
This is good.
So it's all about the planning of the heist, but it's over a 25-year period. So it jumps around in time. Like we watched, I think 3 weeks before.
For 25 years?
It's got a 20
jobs.
52% on Rotten Tomatoes. Just checking.
Oh.
Right but 61% audience score. That's sketchy right there.
I mean, we liked the first 2 episodes we saw, but I could definitely see it. I'm giving it still a shot, but we watched 2 episodes and we liked it.
Nice.
But I just thought it was a weird gimmick.
It is a weird gimmick.
Worth checking out if it works. Not as good as The Offer, which is one of the best things I've seen in a long time.
Nice. Don't forget it. Come end of the year.
I know I missed it.
It came out last year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess. We finished up Welcome to Chippendales. That's the Kumail Nanjiani male strip club show. It was excellent. It finished up really strong. It's over. It's just 1 season. That's it.
You mean you don't think he'll be in season 2?
I'm pretty sure. Well,
I'm a jerk.
You are a jerk. What's wrong with you? Anyway, it's a good show, and you should watch it, even though Wombat's trying to make my life hard.
I am.
It's on Hulu. You should watch it. Kumail is so good in it. The character that he plays it gives him a lot to do, and he does a great job. We also started watching The Serpent Queen, which is that's like on Stars or some shit. I don't even know why I have that. But that's like a period piece. Catherine de Medici and, 17th century, people killing each other and trying to become king, that type of stuff. It's like Game of Thrones without the dragons and magic and stuff.
Gotcha.
Just like the sex and
drugs and rock and roll.
Killing. But we watched a few episodes of that, and that's pretty good. That's the Serpent Queen. New releases? I mean, there's got to be some big ones coming first week of the year.
Oh, yeah, all the big ones, like Tower Princess. Have you
Astronomical Club for Queers. That's a real thing on Nintendo Switch.
On the Switch. It's only $10.
Oh.
Wow. Go Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's looking at anything on there. It's just...
What about Barista Simulator?
Seems like a thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. So there's no new games to talk about here.
No,
let's do some Wombats Fortnightly news.
All right. So, the other thing I was able to do during my break, in addition to, other times, is play some of the new season of Fortnite. And the new season of Fortnite's been a disappointment.
How's that possible?
Oh, no.
I know. I'm a little disappointed. There's
a
lot
My Hero Academia in it. No?
It does. That part I think is over now. I don't know if they're selling that anymore.
That is a disappointment.
But yes. Yeah.
They keep showing me Star Wars and Mr. Beast.
Yeah, Star Wars and Mr. Beast is still for sale.
You love Mr. Beast, Chip. He's like your main go-to on YouTube.
He is.
It's not the characters that are for sale. It's that, they haven't had any major updates yet this season. There's a lot of glitches in it. The season pass is good, but it's not cohesive. Like, it doesn't tie into anything that they're trying to do this season. Like, one of the things that kind of made Fortnite great back in the day was, if there was the season where they flooded the map and all the skins were somehow related to that, like like a scuba diver.
Everybody was wet. I remember everybody was wet.
Everybody was wet. Or when they did the 2 spy agencies fighting each other season, everyone was a spy for either one of those agencies. It made sense. Or when Agent Jonesy pulled the bounty hunters from the multiverse, and that's how you get the Mandalorian in Fortnite. It makes sense. You know, like there was it wasn't like, oh my God, this is great storytelling, but at least it kind of, there was an attempt at cohesion, and they've kind of thrown that out the window, and they're just like, here's what you get in the battle pass, and here's the new map. And the new map is sort of uninspired. It's very
wet
green.
enough.
It's all forest, and it's all like the same architecture on all the buildings, as opposed to the previous map, which had a desert and a snow area and a forest area and a jungle area. This is just basically one area. So there's a little bit, people are disappointed about that. And the other thing that people are really disappointed in is weekly quests now expire at the end of the week instead of lasting the whole season. So people like my son, who would like wait until basically the last second and do everything all at once, now is like, do I have time this weekend to do my challenges? What if I, have work to do? What if I have homework?
Forget the homework. Just get those challenges in.
I mean, it's sort of like, and I feel bad. And I'm like, don't worry about your challenges. If you can't get to it, I'll deal with it for you. But it's sort of a...
The fuck is going on?
I'll do his challenges for him.
He's going to play the game if his son can't.
Right.
That's the sacrifice he's making.
Trust me,
you should do his homework for him. Why don't you do his homework for him?
Exactly. I'd rather him do his homework and not deal with his not be upset about his challenges expiring.
Teaching him not to procrastinate, though?
No, I think it's really more like...
Or get his priorities in line?
I don't know. I don't know why they made the change. I'm sure it has more to... They crunch the numbers.
They can make more money this way, I'm guessing.
Yeah, obviously.
Maybe.
Because you get people in the game.
It's for the people.
Yeah.
It's epic. They're looking out for the little guy. So this is helping the little guy somehow.
Right.
I was gonna say, because it used to be a lot more of a friendly game, and they've made it a lot less friendly. And it's sort of a bummer to see it happening to a game that had this very successful, more user-friendly model for 5 years, to all of a sudden go, oh, we're gonna go with this less friendly model all of a sudden. I mean, it's only been a month. Maybe they'll course correct on this. They're going to
follow the money on which direction this went.
Well, that's just it. I mean, it could go in the other direction.
They will course correct to wherever the money is at.
Not to where the 12-year-olds get the most homework done?
Well,
probably not.
They don't check in?
So, I don't know.
Fortnite gets the thumbs down this season, is what it sounds like.
So far, it's getting a thumbs down. I mean, like I said, there are all things that they could fix or, find a way to make a little bit better. And I'm hopeful that they will, but right now they just haven't. So I'm sort of giving it a little bit of a thumbs down right now. I don't know if anyone
play as Mel Gibson in this yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
No Braveheart. They haven't had Braveheart.
I'm waiting for that.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think that's ever going to happen.
The Mel Gibson season, it could just be all your favorite Mel Gibson characters.
That would be Braveheart.
That's a great season.
Lethal Weapon guy.
Uh-huh.
It's gonna be.
He's had a lot of good characters. You can't say
it's gonna be Mad Max.
Correct. This is all great. This is, I mean,
the guy from Payback.
You're buying that battle pass.
I was gonna say Parker from Payback.
Mm-hmm.
I like how I remember his name before I can remember Riggs.
Look, if he wasn't a racist anti-Semite, he'd be a great guy.
He was in Signs.
That's right. You have the dad from Signs.
That's forgettable.
Signs guy.
He comes with a baseball bat. He comes with a baseball bat and a glass of water. There you go.
That sounds great. He's got his whole backpack is just a glass of water.
Oh, there's also Marky Mark's dad. You got that one.
Marky Mark's dad. What's that one?
The Daddy's Home 2. Where he played Marky Mark's dad.
Right.
I missed that one.
Yep. Oh,
that was like one of his first movies back.
Ernest Semper in the chat. Don't forget Jesus Christ.
He wasn't in that.
Oh, that's right. He wasn't Jesus. He was the director of Passion of the Christ.
Anyway. The director version of him.
Director.
I think,
you only need 7. You only need 7 to make a pass, really.
I want the one where he's yelling at his wife on the phone and hoping yelling at her.
Well, there'll be an emote that when you hit the button, he goes, "What's up, sugar tits?" And that's
right.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up and blow me is what he said. What he screamed into the phone to his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Classy guy.
These are
We played
great
that-
emotes as well. I mean,
That would be great. I want you to shut up and blow me. Just like
Mhm.
screaming. What else we got here in your fortnightly news?
Getting too old for this shit.
That's
My-
Danny
yeah.
Glover.
In part of the nonsense with Microsoft trying to buy Call of Duty, I guess they were asked when
This is the
Call of-
dumbest story, I have to say.
Yeah,
I
I
saw
don't know
everybody
why
like
it's-
I read the article looking to see what the fucking point was on like multiple
there
sites.
isn't one. There is no
right,
point.
and there was no
But
fucking
it's
point.
everywhere, so I figured I had to put it on the outline.
Right. It's
explain it to me. Explain it to me.
Microsoft says it doesn't know when Call of Duty launched. I mean, they're responding to some like FTC inquiry or some sort of merging inquiry, and I'm sure they just like that's not their job to do research to
Let's
pay
go
their
look on
lawyers.
Wikipedia.
Right. It's like, hey, we're not going to answer this. I mean, you can fucking look it up. Like, we don't even own this company yet. Why is it our duty to fucking tell you all this information? We're paying these lawyers fucking thousands of dollars an hour, like to look up when Call of Duty came out or how much money Call of Duty makes. If you want to know that information, you could fucking pay a lawyer to look it up. So, I mean, and then,
Only
but
lawyers
everyone,
could know this info.
well, I mean, that's who works on these types of these
Sure.
things, right? And
Sure.
and it's
Like-
like
What year did it come out? What do you think?
I know because I saw somebody write
Oh,
about
okay.
it.
But,
But I don't know if it was right. It just was what a Google result said.
so it would have been near the Xbox 360 launch. So, right? Like, because that's the first Call of Duty. Is that right?
I don't know. I know the year that
That's
Google
when
said.
it got big. Yeah, I'm going to say 2002.
3, I think, is what.
3 is what I was going to go with, and I
Yeah.
didn't trust myself.
The...
2003. Okay, so
Right. This is
that
just
sounds about right.
sure. Like, but they're just like, fuck you if you want to
So
Google.
what does that matter now?
Nothing. And that's what all these articles were like. Microsoft didn't. They said they didn't have the answers to these questions, basically, and instead of them looking up the answers to the questions, because they probably felt that's not their fucking job to look up the answers to these questions. They don't even own the company yet. You know, I'm sure they can look up. They can Google too. If who was
You
it?
think they would have just rattled it off if they asked when Halo came out?
Yes, because
When
that's their
did
duty to know
Grabbed
that.
by the Ghoulies come out?
It was. They didn't ask that. Right.
Hmm.
Right. Anyway, it's a dumb story. It's
Yep.
a slow news day, I think, for a lot of people. It's the beginning of the
Definitely.
year. Nothing's happening. But what's up with all these Dungeons and Dragons games being canceled? Is this Dungeons and Dragons or
No,
Wizard of
this
Coast
is
makes other
Magic
shit?
the Gathering.
Oh, I don't care about that.
Yeah,
Cancel those
no,
fuckers.
Wizards of the Coast, part of Hasbro, they were canceled 5 video games. Just like, we were gonna do these, but we're not going to.
Sure.
They did do Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2.
That didn't go
Oh,
well.
That was a
No,
bad game.
that's just not the remaster.
No, the new game.
The new Dark
Yeah,
Alliance. I don't think
yeah,
that was
yeah.
Dark Alliance 2. That was just
yeah.
Dark Alliance.
Dark Alliance again.
New. Dark
Yeah.
Alliance new.
Yeah.
Dark Alliance new. Sorry, I misspoke. But yeah, that was a piece of garbage.
I'm sure
And-
that's what put them off to the rest of making the rest of the games.
100%.
But if they were going to make Magic the Gathering games, is that what you
I
said?
guess. I mean, they own Magic the Gathering. That's like their thing.
I feel like that money, I mean, I don't know anything about it. I shouldn't say anything, but I feel like the money there is probably not in the games, but in the fucking cards.
Well, Magic is a game. But yes, I understand what you're saying.
Right. Put that money in making cards. What else?
So, this is something that I have been talking about for literally years. And we talked about it fairly recently. But there is now credible information that Activision may release a Skylanders compilation
Of
game
course they would.
in Q4 of this year.
Why not? It's cheap. They're cheap.
It would have the first 3 games in it, I believe, according to the article.
Okay.
No other details are given. It was in a survey. But
I vote yes in the survey.
yeah, and there would be obviously no figures needed. All the characters would be
What if I
unlocked.
have all the figures? Can I get something extra?
A handshake.
I'll take it.
Yeah. So it would be Spyro's Adventure, Skylander Giants, and Skylander Swap Force
And no toys.
with no toys required.
Right. I have all mine in the garage.
Yeah.
Ready to throw
I
those
have
out.
all mine in a box in the basement. Although Elliot put some in his room recently because he likes the way they look, which is fair. But yeah, I mean, I'm very excited for this. This is something that we talked about before. We both wanted
You
it.
want to? You really want it? Like you want to go back and play those games?
Yes, I would
Sure.
100%.
Okay.
100% I would play, especially Giants and Swap Force, because I never really played those.
Say
Because
whether
at
these
the-
were just, is the rumor just that they're coming to Switch?
no, I think just because I saw the article on from a Go Nintendo.
Does Microsoft know when Skylanders came out?
Exactly.
They don't have to
So,
know that.
Even
How
better.
could this be
Nobody
a
cares.
rumor? How could this be a rumor during Microsoft buying Activision? That's
Oh
the
my
part of it
God,
I don't buy.
In a perfect world, the deal goes through, and I get Skylanders on Game Pass in Q4.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
Well, I know, but that's like the dream, isn't it?
I think
Like
it's
not
your
only
dream's
do
gonna
I
come
get
true. I think.
not only do I get to play it, but I get to play it without having to spend any more money than I plan on currently spending at that time. It makes
Perfect.
me happy.
Good.
Am I not allowed to be happy?
Who are you talking to?
You?
Did I say anything?
Yes, you said I wasn't allowed to be happy.
I don't recall saying that or
Shit, what
making
didn't you
any
say
comment
that?
whatsoever
I
about
don't.
anything.
I don't. It may have been slightly implied, but I don't think he outright said it.
I don't think
I
so.
don't. I mean,
Doesn't
yeah,
sound right.
bring back the Skylanders. Let's go back to the Skylands.
Land of Sky.
Mm-hmm. Great name.
Yep. hmm Doesn't make sense, does it?
No, not really.
Skylander.
It's like
No.
road flyers.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's like I'm like, yeah, no, it doesn't. Nope. Yeah.
The lands were flying in the sky because every video game had lands flying in the sky because you just fell off the world everywhere. That's how video games were made. Everything was just a bottomless pit over the edge.
I guess.
Trust me, I've been playing a lot of that Star Wars game, Jedi Academy. They came out in 2003, the same year as Call of Duty. I know that.
Change the game. How come they
Mhm.
didn't ask them that at the deposition? When did that
Exactly.
Star Wars game that Chip can't remembers the title of come out, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Jedi. What is the name? What were those games called? Jedi
Jedi Losers?
Alliance?
Maybe.
Was
That's a
were
game.
those alliances?
Sure.
Oh.
Jedi. What the heck were those games
Like-
called? I'm
Jedi.
gonna have to look. it
Oh,
up
my
now.
lights went off.
Jedi Knight. That's what it was.
There
Star
you
Wars
go.
Jedi
Jedi
Knight,
Knight.
Jedi Academy.
That's a first person game?
It's a first person when you're using guns, third person when you are using lightsaber.
Right.
Yep.
That was part of the thing that people were like, wow, look what you could do in these games now.
And you could swing the lights. That was like one of the first games where you could swing the lightsaber in multiple directions and control which direction you were swinging it.
Innovations.
Alexa, turn on the lights. Thank you.
Why are you ruining it for our audience?
Oh, because it's half the fun.
What's the other half?
When I get to go to bed.
I've been playing Overwatch 2. Does your son play Overwatch 2? I feel like all the kids are playing that game because I still can do really well on it. And I feel
No,
it's
my son and
because-
his friends only play Fortnite.
I feel like once they open up these games to free to play, they have an influx of like 11-year-olds.
No, they only play Fortnite. And oddly enough, they play Fortnite creative modes. So they're not even in the games that you and I would even play.
You mean?
Me. Well, yes. But I mean like adults.
Me, you mean?
Yeah.
Overwatch 2 is a lot like Overwatch 1, by the way. They didn't add much to it, but I'm still really good with Lucio. Nobody can take that away from me.
And do you have all your stuff that Lucio had in the last
Yes.
game? Or
Yes.
Okay.
But I think I have to like remap my voice lines, but I don't care.
Why did they put out a sequel to this game again?
They made it free to play, is what they did. Is they upgraded the game, put a 2 after the name, and made it free to play. The whole battle pass thing.
But why put the 2 there? Why not just call it Overwatch?
Right. Yeah. You probably didn't need to change it. Yeah, the 2 I don't think added anything, especially since like that would imply that you would have to pay for it, maybe
Or
more.
it's a weird messaging.
Yeah, I
this game.
agree. They
like
should
what?
just
Because they have called it like Overwatch 2.0. Would that have been maybe driving the point a little better? Like it's
Overwatch Prime. They should have
yeah.
called it Overwatch Forever.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. Overwatch Forever. Plus. Overwatch Plus.
Overwatch Beyond Thunderdome. That'd have worked.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're enjoying this game.
I'm not enjoying it that much. I just get a quick fix of coming in to dominate, get my wins in. But
Okay. I'm glad you're somewhat enjoying this game.
I feel like this. Have you played the DMZ mode in Call of Duty? You haven't, but I feel like they're close to being onto something good. You know how when we used to play Terrorist Hunt in Rainbow Six?
Sure.
It's a lot of fun, right? So that's what this is, sort of, but there's also other real players in it playing as a group, and they can kill you too. That's basically what this is.
Okay.
And in theory, and it's fun. It's fun. The problem is there's like, the progression is all based on doing like chores, sort of like, maybe, I don't know, maybe like Fortnite, but they'll say like, oh, you have to shoot like 10 people in the head with a certain gun, and this is in this area. You know what I'm saying? It's
That's
like
very Fortnite.
and it doesn't make any sense really. Like, and it's just, and that's how you like level up your character in terms of like getting more slots to protect your gear and like from if you die in the battle. Anyway, I feel like this mode, DMZ mode, would be more fun if they could just loosen it up a little bit and make it less like grindy in that way. Like, I don't need to like do all they're not even missions. They're like checking off boxes, doing lame shit. Just so I can open up more slots for my character. Like, it's to carry shit.
And
So,
that's only for that game.
it's a separate free-to-play mode
But I mean, like you open up
only for
the
that game.
slot.
Yes, totally.
Yes.
Totally.
Fortnite is you have to shoot 10 people in the head to get the XP points to get the next skin in the battle pass, but you have that forever.
Right.
Fortnite doesn't make you do that in game that sounds bad.
And I feel like Ubisoft could make a free-to-play like Rainbow Six Terrorist Hunt thing like this. Iterate on it a little bit, make it
it's funny how they almost did that and they still didn't quite stick the landing. Remember that game? What was it? Extraction, where it was like aliens came out.
right. That's like team versus team, right? Wasn't it like?
No, that's Rainbow Six. The other one.
I thought one side was
Yeesh.
like the. No.
No.
Oh, it was player versus the computer, right?
The computer, all aliens.
Right.
But aliens weren't fun to fight against.
Right. You need to shoot people.
Mhm.
And I think you need to shoot some real people. The golden ratio is a lot of computer controlled guys so you can get some kills in, but then and some real people who will kill you.
I can see that being fun, like 4v4 with like 40.
Something like that. Yeah,
yeah.
something like, I don't know what the magic number is. It depends on the maps and stuff, but something like that.
True.
Rainbow Six themes, free to play. I feel like that's where they want to be, because this is like close to being, DMZ is close to being.
I mean, Rainbow
satisfying.
Six Siege is pretty much free on a lot of consoles.
But that's not what this is. That's a team-based thing.
Well, there is Terrorist Hunt in there too, but
Oh,
it's
yeah?
not Terrorist Hunt with another team at the same time.
And that's like character based. Like I'm talking about just old school Terrorist Hunt where you just like you choose your guns, you have your favorite guns and you shoot Tango Down, right? Remember Tango Down?
Mm-hmm.
That's you just say Tango Down over and over again. Anyway, that's what we need. What else?
I've been playing High on Life still. Have you guys been playing that anymore?
I tapped out quickly.
I felt the shooting was bad, and I just couldn't get into it.
There's that. That's a key point, I feel.
I think I've gotten used to the shooting now. Like I've
What about all the swearing? Like the never
I'm
ending
used to all
swearing.
the swear. You can adjust how much they talk if you want to.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah. You can go into the settings and calm down the guns talking to you constantly.
Right.
I don't know. It
seems to be doing great on Game Pass, like record-breaking fucking game in terms of downloads. Did you know that?
I did. I had heard that.
See?
Maybe on one of our previous
One of our older
podcasts.
episodes, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I might have listened back.
No, you didn't.
I didn't do that.
No.
No, I think it's still fun. I'm still working through it. I'm used to the shooting. I think I'm like on the 5th bounty or so. So
Okay.
I'm
I'll take your word for it.
getting my Metroid skills up. But I don't know. It's good. I finished Lego Star Wars.
Nice.
as
You
well
never
as
picked up
Skyward.
Midnight Suns?
I didn't. I
It's on
saw it
sale.
dropped in price.
It's on
considerably.
sale. Yeah, it's
Right
on
now.
sale right now. Yeah.
I may wait for the next sale on it.
That's fair.
There will be
I don't
one.
think it's going back up. at this
No.
point.
It's going to go back up in price, but
But then go back
Or
down.
and then it's going to go back down. And
then
the
I'll go
second
back
dip
down.
is
Yeah,
gonna
no, there'll be
further.
another sale, of course. Yeah. I hope it does well. I love that game.
Oh, I hope
So.
it does well too. But
I did max
not
out
your
my
job.
friendship level with all the characters in Midnight Suns.
Nice. Do they get laid at all?
No, you
Oh.
don't
There's
you
no
don't romance anyone. No, you just get presents.
Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
like in Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball.
Yeah.
You like that present
No,
system? No,
you get new costumes.
like Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball.
I guess so.
There you go. Now I may go buy it.
I got the classic colors for Spider-Man.
red and blue.
Red and blue.
It's like a lighter blue and a lighter red than the default red and blue.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking of Spider-Man, I forgot. Since it was raining so much in Mexico, we watched a bunch of Venom, Let There Be Carnage. I didn't know Woody Harrelson was in that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he is. in
That movie is less than an hour and a half. So I'm trying to figure out, like, is a bunch like you watched an hour, or did you not even realize you watched the
I think
whole
we
thing?
watched the last half hour, I would say.
Okay, that's fair.
I didn't know that, like, what that movie was. Like, he's talking to the fucking costume now. Like, was that
That's the first one as well.
that too? I didn't. And the costume
Yeah.
talks like that in the first one.
Yeah,
Hi, how
it's
you
just-
doing? I'm the alien. Yeah, I'm really hired a top-notch voice actor to come up with this sound.
It's Tom Hardy.
It's Tom Hardy. He's doing the
Oh
the
my
voices.
god. Oh, it's so bad.
Mhm.
It reminded me of
when can we eat?
oh, it's
Eddie?
fucking Tom Hardy again. I was just gonna
Yes.
say it reminded me of Bane. He was Bane, right?
Yes.
Like I remember.
Hello, Batman. Batman, when can we eat people, Batman?
All I know is that when I saw that movie, I'm sure I said this before on the show. I saw that movie, and when he started talking, I thought like I was too high or something, and I was just, or the movie broke, or like the thing got sped up, or I didn't know. And then when he continued to sound like that throughout the movie,
I was born into darkness, Batman.
it was hard to take seriously. And now that you say that this voice is also Tom Hardy, that's just rocked my world completely.
Yeah, it's all Tom Hardy.
I get it because like it's part of him, and yeah, that makes sense. I didn't put that together while I was
Mhm.
watching it, but Woody Harrelson also surprised me to see him. I did not know that he was in the Marvel universe.
He was in the first movie.
He was in the first one.
I had no
well.
idea. I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Good for
He's
him.
Cletus Cassidy.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm not familiar with
Plays
this character.
the same character in Solo.
Solo.
Very
Did your
memorable.
kids like Solo?
Yeah, they like Solo.
Did they laugh when he gets his name?
Uh,
Did M just
maybe.
roll her eyes? Did she just go like, "What is happening?"
Yeah, I think
Why?
it might have been a roll of her eyes, but also kind of a chuckle. I don't know.
Yeah, that is pretty bad.
I think I texted you when that happened when I saw it in the theater.
It's not written for a grown man.
A lot of these things, yeah, they're rough. All right, I think that's enough show. I think we did
Okay.
enough.
Fair.
Plenty. Welcome for the welcome back show. Good turnout in the Twitch today. People must have really missed us.
No, you know.
What do
It's
I know?
good.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. That's it. We'll see you next time.
Red's done.